So let's quickly talk about how you can compose a pre-sale to use for your marketing if you are using the second money magnet funnel tool where a pre-sale is needed. So again, what do I mean by a pre-sale content? It's a piece of interesting content, useful content, valuable content that you use to position yourself and what you have to offer to your prospects in such a way that makes it desirable and in a way that makes them trust you, like you, or both. This content has to be directly related to the product you are promoting. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that if you are promoting a product about weight loss, your pre-sale content should have something to do with weight loss. If it's about making money or doing business, your pre-sale content has to do with that too as well. So most pre-sales are usually a combination of stories and good content to make the reader desire the product or even the product creator. So I'm going to be showing you some examples now. A great idea is to tell the story about how a new discovery, a new product, a new breakthrough, a new method improved your life. That's like a great idea of a pre-sale. Talking to you about something that you just discovered that is helping you to improve your life. So let's say you are promoting a forex software, for example, that helps forex traders reduce their losses and make very good profits. Your pre-sale content, which can be in an article or video format, could be in form of a story titled "How I Lost 5 million naira trading forex and made 15 million naira back." Such an article is going to attract forex traders because they want to know what exactly happened. A simple way to pre-sell a knowledge product you are using as an affiliate is to teach people a summary of how you are using the knowledge to change your life and show them the results. So for example, let's say I am promoting a product about getting a Lagos sugar daddy. I could write a pre-sale that says how I found a caring and big-hearted Lagos sugar daddy in 30 days. Then I will go ahead to talk about the steps that I took. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Then I will tell them the key to getting the same results is by getting the full information from the products I'm promoting. Because the steps I would tell them about inside a pre-sale will be useful but not really complex. So for them to actually be able to get it, I will tell them to go and get the full information, and then I will recommend the product that is going to give them the full information. So for example, I would say Mr. X Guide contains a list of 80 secret lounges in Lagos where you can meet these men. Then I will also offer them a bonus, if I have one, to encourage them to buy the product. But if it happens to be a product I'm not using, then the pre-sale can simply be a preview or a review from me about the products, in which case my pre-sale article can say something like, "Can one really find a caring and big-hearted Lagos sugar daddy in 30 days? That is the tone that my pre-sale article is going to take. It won't take something like "how I found," because I'm not using it. I would just say, "Can one really find a caring?" Then I'm going to do a review of the products. That is basically what I'm going to do in this case. So in this case, I will just talk about how I stumbled on the book or how I heard about the book, and when I went through it and in it I saw that they are talking about 5 steps. Then I would also summarize the 5 steps to people, and then I would talk to them about how they can get the book. I would tell them like, okay, I think this book is actually giving out very good information, even though I haven't used it, but I think if anybody wants to know how to get a sugar daddy in 30 days, they should get the book. Okay? But if the product has a video sales letter promoting it, I could also use that VSL as my money magnet, ask people who are interested to request for the video, and then send them my affiliate link, which points them to the video. So there are 5 parts to a powerful pre-sale content, regardless of the format. Either it's in article format or it's in video format. There are 5 parts to a powerful pre-sale content. The first one is the headline, and that is where you start from. You start with a compelling headline. Then the opening, you open with a sentence or statement that is interesting. Then positioning, content, conclusion, and call to action. So let's go over these pre-sale elements one after the other. We start with the compelling headline. And this is the most important part of your pre-sale content. This is also the first sentence if what you are having is a social media post, like on Facebook or on Instagram. The headline is important because it helps you to capture people's attention, and nothing is going to work in your marketing if you are unable to capture attention. So what you do is that you create a headline that looks unusual, that looks different, something that spikes curiosity, or something that looks really, really valuable. Something that says, hey, I'm great content, come and read me, come and engage with me. That is kind of headline that you want to create. So instead of having a headline that says something like 4 forex trading mistakes to avoid, that is easy to kind of like pass over. I would say something like 4 forex mistakes that cost me 10 million naira last year. Now that is much more compelling for people not to pass on. Or I could say 4 forex mistakes that almost bankrupted me. So let me show you more examples of such headlines. How a rosary saved my life and eyesight. How a strange accident saved me from baldness. The perfect formula for meeting beautiful girls on Instagram. How eating 10 eggs a day made me lose 20 kg in 30 days. Now, that is going to spark curiosity. Many people who want to lose weight will want to know what happened, how. What I did when I had to pass my IELT test or join the Nigerian army. People who want to pass the IELT test or who have been struggling to pass the IELT test would definitely want to read that article. How a lucky prostitute helped me sell 20 houses last year. For people who are in the real estate, they want to read that article. A 3-step recipe to making your info product irresistible. So I actually have a headline file in this module that gives you more examples that you can use. So this is it right here. If you go through this file, you are going to find more examples that can be useful for you. So the next element for the Presell is the opening statement. Because getting people's attention is not enough, you also have to retain that attention. And this starts with the opening statement or the opening line of your Presell. If it's a video, it starts with what you say in the first 30 seconds. This opening line has to be something that strongly engages the mind of your reader. It also has to hook him in so that he reads the next line and reads the next line. For example, let's say I'm working on the headline that says 4 forex mistakes that cost me 10 million last year. So the opening line can be something like, on September 14, 2015, I made the first and biggest forex trading mistake of my life. Here is what happened. So something like that is going to draw people in to want to know exactly what happened. I also have other examples in here that you can use or that you can basically swipe. So these are more opening line examples. There is a new method of meeting beautiful women on Instagram without sending a DM. Or back in January 2019, I didn't know what to do to meet women on Instagram. Or I will never forget the day I almost died of a heart attack, and all of these lines. These lines actually draw people in. It makes people want to know more about what you are going to say next. So that's about that. Then the next element is positioning. Positioning is about how you want people to see you as they consume your content. What do you want them to think about you as they consume your content? And this is very important because people love to listen to people who are experts and authorities on the subject. And people also like to listen to somebody that they like or somebody they can relate with. So people want to know, who are you? Like, why should I listen to you? Or what makes you different? So these are the things people want to know about you, and you communicate it to them by your positioning. There are 4 ways to position yourself when creating your pre-sale content for affiliate products. The 4 elements you use for establishing positioning here are: number one, you can say you are an authority, like you can say, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an expert at this or that. So you can say you are an authority, or you can express that you are an authority. The second way of positioning yourself is to borrow someone else's authority, like refer to somebody. Maybe I learned this thing from this particular expert, or I learned this stuff from this particular expert. That is borrowing someone else's authority. Or you can just bond with your reader. You can say something that makes the reader think that, oh, this person is just like me, or this person understands me. And the fourth one is that you can show the reader that you are a neutral person. And this is when you are basically acting unbiased. Like when you are a journalist, or you are just reporting something, and then you're just basically neutral about it. And just saying, okay, all I'm doing here is that I'm just reporting this stuff, and then you are neutral about it. So these are the 4 different ways you can use to position yourself when you are creating your pre-sale content. So let's see some examples. So when I say or express that you are an authority, this line here that says, I learned this skin lightening lesson during my 14 years of working with Neutrogena. Now, Neutrogena is a known brand in the beauty industry, in the skincare industry. And when you say you learned this, and when you say you learned this lesson during your 14 years of working with them, 14 years is no small job. So people see you as somebody with experience, somebody with much more authority on that subject. Then talking about borrowing someone else's authority, still using this skin lightening example, we can say, this skin lightening lesson I'm about to share with you comes from so and so. He is the #1 skincare expert in Nigeria. And if they can actually go to Google and search for that and see that, oh, that's actually true, this person is actually an authority, they are going to listen to you. They're going to look at you with, they're going to pay attention to the content you are about to deliver. And the next one is bonding with your reader, letting them know that I'm just like you. So here I'm saying, 5 years ago, I decided to make my skin brighter and smoother. This was supposed to be a 6-month project, but it took me 5 years due to the 3 silly mistakes I'm about to share in this article. So if somebody's too used to have the same EU, they're going to be able to bond with you to understand where you're coming from and then listen to more of your content. And then talking about showing that you are a neutral person, like a reporter, like somebody who is unbiased. Well, you can have something like this: don't buy any skin lightening cream until you have watched this banned 7-minute video, or something like that. Once you are done with the positioning part, like positioning yourself as somebody worth listening to, then this is when you go into the main content of your pre-sale. And I know you might be wondering, why can't I just go straight into the main content of what I have to say? And yes, you can actually, but that is when you are addressing people who already know you. With strangers, it's kind of different. We have to capture their attention, number one. Then we have to let them know who we are via positioning before we start to deliver what our content is all about. And when delivering your main content, you want to demonstrate that you really know what you are talking about, and you must try as much as possible to not be boring. There are different ways of delivering your content. You can deliver your content as a story, or that can be your story, or it can be the story of a third party. You can deliver your content as a case study. You can deliver it as simple, useful content, like step 1, step 2, this is how to do it, this is how to do this stuff, like that. Or you can deliver it as a bulleted list, or as a product or topic review. You can take a product and then you can review it. That can be your main content. Or as a combination of any of the above. For example, I could combine a story with a case study. I could combine a case study with a product or topic review. You can combine any of the above. So now that you have shared your information with them, it's time to tell them what to do next, so that a small portion of people who have read your pre-sale and who are interested more in what you're talking about can know what they can do to move ahead. And this is where you introduce them to your money magnet, which they can get by contacting you on WhatsApp. So this is where we can introduce our line of advert that lets them know how they can get the money magnets. So for example, here now I could say, Would you like to get the 17-minute video that explains the night skincare routine that finally gave me the clear, bright, and smooth skin I want? Click this link to contact me on WhatsApp. So I'll just drop my WhatsApp link there, and then they can click on that link to get the money magnet here, which in this case is a 17-minute video I'm talking about. So let's quickly look at some of my pre-sale articles online. These two Presells were used to promote products about e-commerce business, and both of them together have made about 30 million naira. So the first one is this high ROI business, which you can view online by going to 7courses.com/high ROI. And the second one is this one that says perfect business every mom should know about. The first Presell here is this one that has a headline that says the high ROI business most Nigerians don't know about. That is, the business I was basically talking about here is the e-commerce business, but I position it as the high ROI business most Nigerians don't know about. So as you can see here, my opening line says, sometimes back in 2016, I made an astounding discovery about a profitable business that many Nigerians are not fully aware of. So it pulls in people into the rest of the Presell. So you can just go through the Presell later on, just go to that link and then you can go to the Presell. And then this second one here again says the perfect business every mom should know about. This second one was targeted at women, married women specifically, and it talked about e-commerce as the perfect business every mom should know about. So you can just read this one too as well. If you go through this particular one, you see the opening line says, once in a while I get mails from people who read my book and who want me to advise them on what business to do. This opening line does two things. Number one, it serves as an opening statement, and then number two, it basically positions me as an authority. And that is because of this, who read my book and who wants me to advise them on what business to do. So this part of this paragraph basically expresses that I'm an expert at this particular topic. At this point, I believe you understand how both WhatsApp funnels work. And again, even though I prefer the second funnel, that is the funnel number 2, you don't have to start with it. You can just start with the simpler funnel, which is the funnel 1. So let me now show you how I do a funnel preparation for a product promotion. So let's say I want to set up a money magnet funnel for the 72 IG program. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to provide answers to the questions that I have here. And I suggest that you do the same. So the first thing that I'm going to ask, is it a product I have used? Yes or no? I'm going to answer that question. Then pre-sale article, which is what I want to use to attract people who are interested in making money online. So for example, I would write down the article that I want to talk about, maybe what I did to bounce to 450k a month after so maybe something like this, what I did to bounce to 450k a month after almost turned me to a beggar. This will be what I'm going to be advertising to in various forms. I could also write it as, after almost turned me to a beggar, God finally answered my prayers and sent me a 450k a month business. Then I will answer this question, what is the Presell about? I'm going to talk about which will be what I want to talk about. Then the positioning angle, how do I want to position myself? So in this case, I want to position myself as somebody who is just like you, using the bonding part, using the bonding positioning, somebody who is just like you. So I'm going to say, I used to be like you. I didn't believe in most make money online talk, especially after I lost money in Then call to action. What do I want to do after the Presell? So I'm going to write, Tony Omdoyo has a 37-minute video that explains 5 steps for a complete newbie to go from 0 to 750k a month. I'm not at that particular amount right now, still working on it. But if you'd like to get the video, just contact me via WhatsApp. So that will be like my call to action after the Presell. So for the confirm WhatsApp request plus admin message, I'm going to have this. I'm going to use this template to deliver the money magnet. Then for tackling potential objections, I'm going to answer all of these questions. What if this doesn't work? If somebody wants to ask me, so for tackling potential objections, I'm going to answer this question myself so that if anybody asks me the question, I will just copy and paste. So if they say, what if this doesn't work, or how much extra do I need, or how much extra do I need to get started, or any of these questions, I will just be able to answer them. So then following up via WhatsApp status, that is because not everyone will go and buy what you are promoting immediately. In fact, not everyone will even access the money magnet you send to them, even though they requested for it. And that is why the follow-up part is needed. And that is where you are going to be making majority of the money you are going to be making. It's going to be in the following up part. And you're going to be doing this follow-up using your WhatsApp status, because if they've added your contacts and if you've added their contact, it means that they can see your WhatsApp status. So I'm going to share more about how you can use WhatsApp status to follow up on your customers and promote to